Hi, everyone, and again, welcome to Footy Unpacked. On this episode today, we've got one of my favorite defenders, actually, currently with Cape Town City, previously with Milano, and he spent some time as well at Ajax. I just learned. Welcome, Taariq Fielies. Hi, Taariq.
Hi,
How are you?
thanks. Hi. Thanks for having me on the show. Thank you.
Absolutely no problem. Thank you very much for agreeing to this. I think it really is humbling when someone of your stature agrees to something like this. So thank you very much. And
No problem. No problem.
I think we'll start as we always do, sort of with just a bit of a background question. So where's Taariq from? How was growing up? A bit of your what kind of a child you were growing up and things like that.
Okay, for those that don't know, I'm Taariq Fielies. I'm all the way from Phoenix, Cape Town, Milnerton, a very small community. And yeah, I'm a child that has a brother and a sister. I'm the middle one. I have an elder sister and a younger brother. And yeah, growing up there, it was fantastic. For those that don't know where it is, as close to Canal Walk, for those that lives in Cape Town. So yeah, I think I started kicking ball in the streets with my late father and my brother, and that's where I basically fell in love with this game.
And when is that? So when do you start kicking a ball? Is it literally just in the streets? Did you start playing club soccer from an early age? What are your earliest soccer memories that you maybe have?
Yeah, I started at Salterville Blackpool. It was under 7. I think I was like around about 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically where it started.
And then how does it then translate that you start playing at the Ajax Academy? I actually just read about it today. That you were part of the first
Yeah,
Ajax Academy, Ikamba Academy, I think they call it.
yeah, I was playing at Salterville, and then in the juniors, then I left for a few, probably under 11, under 15. I went to go play at the Racersdal. And then under 15, I went back to Salterville, and then they won the promotions to go play in the Castle League. And then I was fortunate enough to be part of that squad to play in the Castle League. And at that time, Ajax also had the Castle League team. And then we played against them. And somehow I impressed the scouts that was there, or maybe the technical team that was on the bench there. And they approached me to come have a trial there at Ajax. And then I went, and I was fortunate enough to make it there.
Okay. And how long did you stay and spend at Ajax, and maybe take us through some of the lessons you've learned at the academy there?
Yeah, so basically it's all we had coaches that had no qualifications. They would just had the love for football. But at the same time, they taught us the basics that we needed to know. And things that like heading, passing and stuff wasn't at the best of quality, but it was just normal basics that you need. And when I arrived at Ajax, it was something different there. I was taught total football, the formations, the types of style that they wanted us to play. So it was a whole transition for me to know that there's different types of styles of playing and how you must position yourself. You know, there in local LFA football, it's just training. 11v11 on the training. Then you go home, you just come play on the weekend. But there at Ajax, it was passing, it was moving, it was everything that you need in your professional football.
And how would you describe your time at Ajax? I think I think you are almost just after the generation of your Tulane Serreros and your Tysons and them. So how would you describe your time there?
Yeah,
and maybe a few players that you played with.
Yeah, I was in the academy from under 17 till I eventually reached the first team. How I reached the first team, we were about 6 players that got promoted that season. It was myself, Stefan van Neel. I think it was Musa Lepusa, Travis Graham, and I don't know who's the other. It's very long ago. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to get promoted to the first team, and managed to come on and as a substitute, and that was my only appearance. Came on for Matthew Booth, of course, which I've learned a lot also from by training and stuff, and quite a few players that I took a lot from. So yeah, my time at Ajax wasn't that long, but how can I say? It didn't turn out to be how I wanted it to be. You know, sometimes you have to go a different path to reach where you want to be. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to go on loan, and yeah, I think that was the best decision the club could have done for me.
No, makes sense, makes sense. And tell me, and I'm just looking at the way you play and your style of play. Were you always a defender? Did you go through the academy as a defender, as a centre back?
No, in my younger days, I was actually a striker. That's why you can see all my flair. Yeah, but I started playing centre back at I think under 15. I think I started playing. Yeah, so I'll say I was probably born a defender or whatever.
Hectic. No, because you tend to be so comfortable and so composed on the ball. I would have thought you were maybe a centre mid, maybe a CDM. The time there.
No, manager, I was privileged to play with Robin Johannes. You know, that guy is calm on the ball. He doesn't give away position. He won't kick the ball unnecessarily long and stuff. You know, there at Cape Town City, we had that we force build-ups. We play our football because that's how we train. And I stole a lot with the eye with Robin Johannes, the way he plays. Even Nasif Morris, I was playing with him at Milan as well. So yeah, so I took in with what I saw them doing. So I implemented in my game as well. So that's where you will see Robin and Nasif comes out.
So you're a bit of both, a mixture of a bit of both.
Yeah, can say that.
And then just let's talk about your time that you spent at Milano. I mean, the NFD is known to be a rough league. It's not quite as structured. The games that are not quite as structured, it's a little bit more rushed as well. There's almost less space in the NFD. How was your time there, and what would you say from a footballing perspective did the NFD teach you?
Yeah, you know, I had a fantastic 4 seasons there at Milano. We managed to even reach the playoffs and stuff, and we just fell short. I think we didn't have the experience. I don't know what went wrong, but for the 4 seasons that I was there, we had fantastic runs. But I will say that league, there's lots of energetic players. Like, I think mostly because it was forced to have, I don't know if it was 5 or 3 under 23s in the starting 11. And you know, youngsters, they like running. So then the NFD, it was more about the game was going at a quick pace. Where in the PSL, it was more about you punish teams on the mistakes. Where you move and how can I say, like, your positioning and stuff. So I think in PSL there's more planning at your opponents, where you go more in depth with videos and the opponents that you will be facing. Where I think in the NFD is different. On the day you just do it. So you know what I'm trying to say.
And I get you. So it's more like your talent has to really fight for you in the NFD. There's not a lot of planning.
and the difficult part is it's not it's very seldom that your games is televised.
Yeah.
Like people think that you always make excuses that the refs was against us, but in the NFD, it's tough. It's really tough.
I get I've learned and I've watched and I've spoken to people that are like, hey, they struggle in the NFD. It's all sorts of.
It's tough there, my friend.
And then how do you then find the step up? So let's maybe talk about how you then move from Milano to Cape Town City. Were you part of the initial Cape Town City team that came from the Aces, or did you join in the second year? I think it was the second year, right?
No, my contract came to an end there at Milano, and I wasn't planning to extend because as the season was ending, I got a message from one of the scouts that they would love me to come on a trial there or practice, and I thought, why not? And I went on the trial, and fortunately for me, Coach Benni also came at the same time.
Okay.
So obviously it was an opportunity for me to impress a new coach, where there's not how can I say, an old coach that knows his players and knows what they want. And so I thought, okay, let's give it a go. If I can impress, then I can stay here. And yeah, so I think the step from, I think Nasif also helped me a lot as his style of playing, because I stole from the eye with how he plays well, because he played at the higher level, played in Europe as well. So yeah, he helped me a lot. So he made me ready for those challenges as well. So yeah, so I won't say it was easy for me, but if you're a new player, you want trial, you want to stay here, you want to make the squad, you want to play, and you want to play in the games. So you have to work every day and to better yourself. So yeah, that's just what I've been doing, and I'm still doing it.
And I think we've seen the progression. I mean, you were a little bit rough around the edges in your first few games, I think. But I mean, you into your own, and like I'm saying, you're looking a bit more composed on the ball. What would you attribute that to? Is it just pure hard work? Did you have to sit down and watch your games and find your weaknesses and work on them? What would you say has been key to your progression and just general progression? Yeah.
I think most of us was privileged to have Benni as a coach. He just recently came out of retirement, so he still had that player's mentality. So he knew how to work with players, how to talk with them and motivate them. So for me, he was a very motivative person, where he will motivate you. He will see when a person's down. He will bring the best out in you. So it was mainly him and hard work, because he always told us, if you work hard, you'll get rewarded at the weekend where you will play. So that's stick to with me. Like, if I continue working, then I always put my hand up to be in the starting 11. So yeah, I'm still working like I've been working since the day I've arrived there, and I don't think there's any time for relaxing, because you mustn't think that you made it. I think you must, once you're there, you have to continue working and even work harder, because this is a business where players can come in any time and take your position, because that position isn't yours. So yeah.
No, true. And when you then sign on the dotted line and you get offered the big bucks, how do you then get received by the players? I mean, the Cape Town City team at that time was relatively established. I mean, you're saying that you came into a team, I think, with at the time they must have had Tepo Gumete, that centre back. I think Robin might have still been there. There was still, I think, Kukwanda as well was still around in the team, and there was quite a few strong centre backs at the time. how do you then get received by the players? Do you sign on the dotted line and they sort of outcast you as we're led to believe? I saw an interview actually on Soccer La Duma where they spoke about past players sort of outcasting people when they were new to the team. But how do they receive you? How do the guys receive you when you walk in and now you're a Cape Town City player?
No, when I arrived there, it was a very welcoming team where everyone was a family, still the same. And when I arrived there, it was a bit difficult for me because, Tsepo had a brilliant season. Robin is a leader. And they also signed at the time, what's this defender's name? Sotoso. He was the Mozambican captain.
Yes.
And then him, and then there was me. So basically, I thought I was just there for backup. But I thought, okay, why not? It's my first season. I can work my way into the first team. And the day that I arrived there, I hit the ground. I worked my socks off. And I just waited for that opportunity. When that opportunity came, I took it with both hands. And fortunately for me, I'm still doing what I've came for. So yeah.
And how is it like? So take me through, and I'm going to be specific about Benni because I think because he's such a big name and he's done so amazing. I think he's the only South African that's ever won a Champions League medal. So how is it playing for someone like that? It almost looks like, and we're just looking from the outside, but it almost looks like he demands perfection every day, and not necessarily just during the games. But this is someone that wants you to jump over the markers perfectly.
Yeah, that guy is a born winner. To be surrounded by him, to have him as your coach, something that I don't think many players will have the opportunity to have someone like that on the same ship as them. So when it comes to work is work with him. He wants you to put in the hard work. He wants you to run hard. He just wants the best for the team and for us, because at the end of the day, it's our jobs. We're working for our families and stuff. So he just wanted the best for us. I think he was a perfectionist. He wanted everything perfect. We will train on something. If we don't get it right, we will continue working until we get it to where he wants it to be. So but working under him was fantastic experience that I won't forget it.
And tell me, Taariq, I think the one thing that you guys have gotten right at City, and you spoke to it a little bit, is that it looks like a family. It looks like you guys are a group of friends just that have to play soccer every now and then. How do you guys get it right that it sort of one looks like that to the outside world? And how do you guys sort of structure that? And what are you guys doing differently, do you think?
I think Benni brought something different to the team. Where, the type of football that he brought to the club, that he wanted us to play, it was something that we all, you will look forward to the next day at training, because you can enjoy your football. He wasn't a coach that run. We did everything with the ball at our feet. Maybe running with the ball at our feet, doing everything with the ball at our feet. It was football with him. So he created that atmosphere, that vibe that we had. We were like a unit. We're still a unit, but he just brought something different. Unfortunately, things didn't work out for him afterwards, and you had to part ways. So but what he brought, we're still doing it. I think in the first season, when City was established, I don't think they played the football that we played under Coach Benni. I think they played more of a counter-attack football. But when Benni arrived, we brought something different. It was football. You don't kick the ball away. You always make sure you have options. As moving as it was amazing. He just brought that unity, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. And as because obviously the team did take a bit of a slump leading up to Benny's leaving the club. But it's just as a team, how do you guys keep believing? How does Taariq wake up in the morning and say, we can do it as Cape Town City, we can turn the corner? How does the psyche work in situations where the club is maybe not doing so well? I know it's almost easier to play when the club is doing well than it is when you guys have to pull yourself out of a rut.
Yeah, when you're in a slump, it's very difficult because you feel like everything just feels heavy.
Mm,
Like other teams is getting points and you're just falling all down, down, down. So as a fight every weekend.
mm,
And for us, we in the camp we just keep believing, and we don't try to bring negativity to where the thought is
mm,
relegation. Because once that thought comes, then there's a negative vibe gonna be happening. So yeah, we 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 forever working, we forever happy, we always positive, because we know once we get our rhythm again, then
mm.
yeah, we will collect points and get out of where we are.
And as a defender in a team when it's in a bit of a rut, do you start to sort of blame yourself? Does that kind of stuff happen? How do you deal with the psyche around things like that?
No, they by us, there isn't about the blaming game. It's a
Mm,
team effort.
mm,
So
mm,
we will watch videos, we will rectify our mistakes, we will
mm,
see where we went wrong, we will work on it, on trying to get it better. And yeah, so
mm,
you can see in the past few games that we haven't conceded much. We've been getting the results.
mm,
So we've been working very hard on perfecting where we slacked.
mm,
And yeah, so we're still working. We're still working to get where we want to be.
mm. Yeah, and I think you guys have found almost your sweet spot. With almost Kermit is firing on all cylinders. You've got Surprise who's doing all sorts of amazing things, and you guys are looking so much more solid at the back as well. I think you guys have
Yeah,
found your sweet spot in this season, and I'm worried for people that support other teams for the next season, especially if you guys keep
yeah,
at this pace.
yeah, definitely. Now we're just fighting now to get back into the top 8, because top 8 is where everyone wants to be. They want to be in that tournament
Mm,
for the next season.
mm,
And yeah, so for us, we first focusing on getting into the top 8, and once we get into the top 8, we're gonna focus on getting back into that top 5 again, so
mm,
we can enjoy our football again, and not like a fight that we had this season where it was tough. A lot of things was happening. It was Coach Benni that was released, and it was for most of the players it was like a bitter pill to swallow, but we had to overcome that very quickly, because we had a game in like a few days after that. I think like 3 days after that, and yeah, we managed to win. Polokwane, I think we scored about 5 goals, but we were that game. It was, for me, it was difficult, because normally we will hear him on the sideline.
mm,
He's a coach that doesn't sit on the bench. He's a coach that always gives instructions, where he's always communicating with us.
mm.
Sometimes it was a bit annoying, but it was helping us. It was helping us. So yeah, it was somehow uh, difficult to get used to, but eventually we have to get used to it, because now we have to work with a new coach. So yeah.
No, true, true. No, I think, yeah, no, makes all the sense in the world. It's hard. Any sort of change is hard to deal. But let's just move away for a second from your time at City, and let's discuss. I think let's talk Bafana. I think every player that plays and kicks a ball ultimately wants to represent their country. How did you feel when you got that first call up?
I actually woke up and then the manager messaged me. And he said, I was selected for Bafana. I thought he was making a joke and I just ignored it. And then I just saw a lot of notifications on my phone. And I got tagged in. And then I saw that the club posted something on the social media that I got a call up. Then at that very moment, I didn't know how to react. And the first thing I did, I just phoned my mother, told her, got the call up. And then she was happy for me. And then I think I just went blank that time.
It was surreal.
Yeah, it was difficult to know that this is really happening. So yeah.
But I mean, you've done relatively well. I mean, and it's hard to ignore. And obviously, unfortunately, there's not a lot of center backs. I was actually thinking about it leading up to this interview. We've almost always had the same crop of center backs in the PSL. And people start to sort of expire, and some people not doing so well. There's injuries and things like that. But also, you've just become hard to ignore. But I just wanted to find out from you when you then get the call up and then you then get told that, listen, you're going to play a game, or you're going to how does it feel to walk onto the field and say, this is now my time? Is it different to an ordinary big PSL game? How can you describe the feeling for me?
For me, the first game that I played, I was extremely nervous because you don't want to make that mistake. You want to do the safe passes. You don't want to force things and lead it into errors. So yeah, I just try to play a simple game. But you know what? As the game went on, I started to get confident. Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to get that one game under my belt.
But I mean, so now that you've tasted it, I mean, it's hard to ignore. So does it play in your mind sometimes that, listen, there's a World Cup qualifier coming, or there's an AFCON qualifier coming? Does it play in your mind that there are games that are being watched? Obviously, I think you guys are lucky to have a bit of a fellowship and people watch your games. Does it play in your mind that you're on the Bafana radar?
Yeah, I came to terms where I told myself, look here, there's a lot of centre backs, and there's already centre backs that's, how can I say, that's regulars and established already with Bafana. So if the coach selects me, he selects me. If he doesn't, then good luck to who is selecting. And I'll support whoever's representing the country. So yeah, I've come to terms with that. Because there's no use you're gonna, how can I put it? You're gonna put your mind to it, okay, I'm looking forward to that call up now. I think I deserve it. And you're gonna be disappointed when the team comes up. So yeah, so I've come to terms where I just tell myself, if he selects you, or you've done your part, and now you just have to continue there. But if he doesn't, then good luck to whoever he selects, because at the end of the day, it's the coaches that selects the team and not fans.
But from a fan perspective, I definitely think you're knocking on the door, and again, you must just keep going and maybe make yourself harder to ignore. I think you are really at the door, and you're in there with the best in the PSL. So I don't see why not. So from a fan's perspective, please keep going, and hopefully we'll see more of you in the national team, representing all 56 million of us.
Can you get me the head coach of Bafana's number on the phone to say I'm not getting any younger?
Let me call him for you. Let me anonymously call him for you. So I think Taariq, let's discuss maybe your your goals. I mean, you 28, I think it is this year.
Yeah.
So you've still got quite a bit of time ahead of you. There's still quite a lot of soccer in your legs still.
Yeah.
If I were to say to you, here's a blank flight ticket, go wherever you want and go spend a week and trial with whatever team, where would you go and what team would you go to?
You know, I love PSG so much. So it's my dream to play for them.
Mm.
You know, my dream was first Manchester United, but I've come to terms where you need a few caps to play there in England.
Yeah, no,
So I
that's
changed.
cool, yeah.
So in my sleep, I changed my dream to Paris.
So you go to PSG. And do you think do
PSG.
you, do you think the French league would suit you? Would it suit your style? Because I think I was actually thinking about it leading up to this chat, that maybe I would, if I could sort of draw a path for you, I'd take you to Germany and then maybe from Germany to like a Spain.
Yeah, that will be great. That will be great. But the language, man.
Yeah, true, true. So can you speak French if you want to go to Paris? Can you speak French?
No, French. I can't speak French. But I
Okay.
know there will be a few players that can speak English.
No, true. Definitely. I mean,
If I come to if I come to France, I will learn them English.
apparently Neymar can speak a bit of English himself, eh?
Yeah, we voice note each other a lot.
Yeah, no, it'd be very interested to hear what conversations you guys are having. Obviously, speaking about the flair that you guys have, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. He's always asked me how's the samosas and the stuff here.
No, I get you. But like, I mean, because what I've found with Cape Town players and players that grew up in Cape Town is that they tend to be more suited to going overseas. Is that really on your radar? Is it something that you think about? Because I'm
You
looking
know,
at it in the way that, for example, I know Steven Pienaar is not from here, but he then spent his time at Ajax Cape Town and went overseas. Benni went overseas. You've got your I end up with Dossies. You've got, you know what I mean? It's almost like
yeah.
you guys are in on the corner of the planet there, so you can get on boats and go to Europe.
I think sometimes how can I say, like the type of agent that you also have, where he has his deals that he do in certain countries, I think, or you have very good videos. I think I think that's the two.
Mm.
But yeah, lots of players goes from Cape Town to wherever overseas. So yeah. Hopefully, I can also still go overseas.
Mm. So you
I
wouldn't
still got
say
hope that I can go overseas.
so you wouldn't say it's something that it's the way you guys play football or the way you guys develop that makes you sort of more accessible to the overseas market. Is that something that you've maybe thought of?
I think you're in Cape Town. You know, uh, maybe I'm gonna sound wrong, but I think you're in Cape Town. You get some players that comes from extremely difficult backgrounds,
Mm.
where they know they want to put their families in better places.
Mm.
They want to go to the top level. They want to go to the top leagues.
Mm.
They want to go earn where they know they can give their families better houses. They can
Mm.
put they can give their family different lives. So I think I won't say that it is different in Joburg, Durban, or something, but I know you're in Cape Town. It's very difficult in most areas and where most talented players come from.
Mm.
So I think the mentality is they want they want to give it the all. They want to achieve what they work for, not what they ended to them. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah.
And I think you've answered my next question, because I was just about to ask you what drives you and what keeps you sort of level-headed. I mean, I'm here to read Taariq sleeps with 7 prostitutes on the papers.
No, what drives me? I obviously got my own family. I got a wife and 2 kids, so I want to make life, I won't say comfortable for them, but I want to give them what I can. And I won't say I had it all. I didn't have it all, but I had what I needed, not what I wanted. So I want them to have a I won't say easy life, but I want to give them a good life. So yeah, so that's I'm working for them as I'm working for myself as well.
Okay, awesome. Makes all the sense in the world. I think thank you, Taariq. We've had about a 30-minute chat now. So I'm going to start closing off. I've got like 5 fun little questions for you, and then we can do a bit of a close off. So if you weren't a soccer player, what would you be doing? What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't a footballer?
Fit and turning, boilermaker.
Okay, so you're handy with your hands.
Yeah, well, say again?
You're handy with your hands.
Yeah, very handy with my hands.
Okay. True, but boilermaker, okay. Okay, that's different, but okay. So is it something that you're going to look into post your soccer career, do you think?
I don't know. Maybe I go finish the course. Maybe I don't. Depends how much time I have.
No, I think you've still got lots of time on the pitch. So yeah, do that as long as possible. And what do you do for fun, just when you're not football? That's not football related. So what do you do just to sort of let loose?
I'm a clown.
I mean, you've got the height for it. So.
No, I spend as much time with the family, and sometimes when I'm bored, I will go on my social media and just entertain the people, make them laugh. That's what I do.
Yeah, I must find these funny moments on social media. I seem to be missing them.
Definitely.
And on a football perspective, who would you say was the toughest striker you faced to date? If you can even name 1 or 2 that you struggled with.
I'll say Percy Tau.
Okay.
And at Sundowns also Kama. Them too.
Okay. At Sundowns, not Kama at Chiefs.
Not Kama. I don't know what Kama's at Chiefs.
I got you. And just a piece of so maybe let's talk about a piece of advice that you've gotten from a peer. So one of your colleagues, can be in the same club or can be a different club, that sort of stayed with you. What is that one thing that someone has told you that has stayed with you?
Yeah, a lot of people told me a lot of things. But I think it was. I remember someone telling me, how does it go? You decide your own destiny.
Okay.
I don't know if it was Coach Booby or Coach Benni. Coach Booby Solomons.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Coach Booby Solomons or Coach Benni. One of the 2.
Okay. And then maybe the last question is who would you say your favorite centre-back partner has been thus far? So I want your favorite thus far, and then someone that you would really like to play with in the future.
Okay, my favorite two was Robin Johannes and Nasif Morris.
Okay. And someone that you would like to play with, and this you can think absolutely anyone in the world.
And I will love to play with Van Dijk.
Okay. Virgil, he's an amazing player. But you guys are gonna then be twin towers there at the back.
Yeah, but I'm quicker than him.
Is it serious? Do you think you're taller than Virgil? Where do you stand now? 1'9", 192, 193.
I don't know. I don't look at my height every day.
You're just bumping into the door cylinder and you're not taking notes. Awesome. Thank you, Taariq. I think we've come to the end. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting to you, and I really appreciate you having spoken to us. I think for me, just the last little bit, if you can just have a parting shot for people that aspire to be you, people that look up to you. What would you say to a young boy in Deep Sluit or Mlazi or Kayalicha that looks at you and aspires to be you? What would you say to them?
I will tell them to continue working hard towards the dream that they want to achieve. Don't listen to negative comments. Take in what your family say because they're the ones that is real. And continue working and stay on the straight path. Don't get involved in wrongdoings where friends is concerned. And yeah, you just continue working and your dreams never dies. So yeah, that's what I can say.
And just like one last question, and I forgot to weave this in because we've taken the conversation all sorts of places. But how have you dealt with just fame? I think it's hard to deal with. I've picked up that people sort of change and things like that. How have you managed to keep your feet on the ground now that you're the famous Fielies of Cape Town?
I'm a people's person. I talk with anyone, even if it was a random person that DMs me on social media. I'll reply to them. In the roads, I'll talk. I'm like a normal person. I even go with a mongoose to training. I'm driving with a mongoose. I walk to training. I'm like a normal person. Like most other people don't even know that what I do for a living. So yeah, so I'm just the normal Taariq Fielies that I've always been. Awesome. Nothing has changed.
Awesome. So, and I caught the subtweet there when you're saying a random person DMing you and you respond. I caught it. I think, Taariq, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for joining us, man. I've had so much fun with you, and thank you very much for this. I really am very humbled, and I think this has been the most fun I've had on a conversation following the one I've just done. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, man.
With us. And when I come to Cape Town, I'll come and buy you a coffee, and we can sit and have another chat.
Definitely, I'll buy you a Gatsby.
Yes, please. Oh, yes, please.
Cut in one.
Hey, with my weight, I can't do too many Gatsbys. Thank you very much, Taariq, man.
It's a pleasure, my man.
Have a good one, and please stay safe. Keep the family safe, and hopefully we'll see you on the field soon.
Likewise, my man.
Awesome, man. Thanks. Cheers, Taariq.
Thanks.